All right, let's dive into something that can look, well, a little scary. Calculating unit rates when you've got fractions thrown in the mix. But trust me, by the end of this, you're going to see it's way simpler than it looks.
You know that feeling, right? You're cruising through a word problem, it's all making sense, and then, bam, fractions. It feels like hitting a brick wall. But what if I told you there's a super simple way to just walk right through it?
Yep, the first and most important rule is don't panic. Seriously, there's a method that works every single time, and we're about to walk through it step by step, together.
Okay, so before we get into the how, let's talk about the what. What are we even trying to do here? The main goal is actually super simple. We're just trying to find the value for one of something. That's it, and it's something you do all the time without even realizing it.
And this whole idea, it has a name. It's called a unit rate. And really, all a unit rate is a fancy way of asking how much for just one. It's all about boiling things down to a single, easy-to-understand unit.
And you see this everywhere in real life. I mean, think about it. Your car gets a certain number of miles per 1 gallon. Your job pays a certain number of dollars per 1 hour. See, in all these cases, we're just figuring out the amount for one single thing.
All right, so we get it. The goal is to find one. Now for the fun part. How do we do it? Well, I've got a super powerful 3-step method for you that's pretty much foolproof.
Here it is, just 3 simple parts. First, you're going to write it as a fraction. Second, you divide. And third, you simplify. That's it. Fraction, divide, simplify. Let's put it to the test with an example.
Okay, here's our first problem. We've got a runner. They go 2/5 of a mile in a quarter of an hour. The question is, what's their speed in miles per hour? That little word per, that's our big clue. It's screaming, find the unit rate.
Okay, step 1, write it as a fraction. And the question literally gives us a cheat sheet. It says miles per hour. That tells us exactly how to set it up. Miles go on top, hours go on the bottom. So we write 2/5 of a mile over 1/4 of an hour.
Next up, step 2, divide. And you know that big fraction line we just drew? That's just a fancy way of writing a division sign. So what we really have here is just 2/5 divided by 1/4.
Now here's the magic trick for dividing fractions. You don't. Instead, you take the second fraction, you flip it upside down, that's called finding the reciprocal, and then you multiply. And suddenly our division problem is a way easier multiplication problem.
And from here on out, it's a piece of cake. You just multiply straight across. On the top, 2 times 4 gives us 8. On the bottom, 5 times 1 is just 5. Boom, we get the fraction 8/5.
All right, last step, simplify. 8/5 is really just 8 divided by 5, which is 1.6. But wait, we're not done yet. Never forget your units. The question asked for miles per hour, so the final complete answer is 1.6 miles per hour. See? Not so bad, right? You totally got this.
Okay, so you've seen me do one. Now let's do one together. This is where we're going to make sure this whole process really sticks. Here we go. New problem. It takes half an hour to mow 3/4 of a lawn. And the question wants the rate in, you guessed it, lawns per hour. Remember, the question is your best friend here. It's telling you exactly what to do.
So, step 1, let's build that fraction. The question said lawns per hour, so what goes on top? Lawns. What goes on the bottom? Hours. That gives us 3/4 of a lawn over half an hour. Perfect.
Step 2, divide. And what's our rule? Flip the second one and multiply. So half becomes 2/1. Our new problem is just 3/4 times 2/1. Multiply across. 3 times 2 is 6 on top. 4 times 1 is 4 on the bottom. We've got 6/4.
And finally, step 3, simplify. 6/4, or 6 divided by 4, gives us 1.5. And our units? The question told us, lawns per hour. So the final answer is 1.5 lawns per hour. See, that same 3-step method just works. It's that reliable.
Okay, I want to pause here and talk about the #1 question people have with these problems. It's the biggest trip up. How in the world do you know which fraction to put on top? The answer is so simple, you're going to love it. The question tells you. That's it.
If it asks for miles per hour, it literally means miles divided by hours. If it asks for lawns per hour, it means lawns divided by hours. The order of the words in the question is the order of your fraction. Just listen to the question.
Okay, you've seen me do one. We've done one together. Now, it's your turn. You ready? Let's do this.
Here's your problem to solve. A recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of sugar for half a batch of cookies. So how many cups of sugar do you need for one full batch? I'll even give you a hint. You're finding cups per batch. Okay, now's the time to hit pause, work through those 3 steps, and see what you come up with. Go for it. Okay, you're back? Awesome. Let's check your work. Step 1, the setup. 2/3 per batch means we have 2/3 on top, half on the bottom. Step 2, divide. We flip and multiply, so that's 2/3 times 2/1, which equals 4/3. And step 3, simplify. 4/3 is the same as 1 1/3. So, the answer is 1 1/3 cups per batch. Did you get it? I bet you did.
And honestly, that's all there is to it. It's that simple. So next time you're looking at a word problem and those fractions pop up, don't sweat it. Just take a breath. You've totally got this. Just remember the mantra. Write it as a fraction, then divide.